Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life as a Shonen. If you're enjoying the content on our channel, go ahead and like our video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to go ahead and get updates whenever we put out a new video, go ahead and click that little bell down there as well. Enjoy! Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mr. Abyss with Life as a Shonen, here to bring you the review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia. This is Season 3, Episode 7, Episode 8? Episode 8. Very good episode. Things are really starting to ramp up now, but let's go ahead and get into it. We open the episode up with Midoriya being bedridden in the hospital. A doctor comes in and talks to him, and we find out that the damage that Midoriya suffered during the fight with the muscle quirk guy is finally too much damage for his arms to handle or for a recovery girl to be able to truly heal. Before, he was just, ripping up his bone or his muscle. It was something that could be repaired, could grow back, but his ligaments are finally feeling the wear and tear. Like the doctor informs him, there are about 2 or 3 more times before Midoriya's arms might not ever be able to move again. And this is pretty early in his career for something like this to be happening. So I would expect some kind of big change in Midoriya's style. He's going to have to change something very different than what he's been doing, which is just, oh, this wasn't enough power, let's ramp it up. More power. We're going to have to add skill to Midoriya, which is, I think, great. It's good development for Midoriya to experience some failure. Failure is the best teacher. If things were just going on and using power like that always worked, if you got to a villain that was too tough to handle, maybe he wouldn't be able to think so outside the box to be able to allow himself to win. He would just ramp up his power, continue ramping it up. That's not going to work all the time. We then take it to the students coming in and talking to Midoriya about going to save Bakugo. What I liked here, if you go by Anime World and Real World, in Anime World, the people you're rooting for are Kirishima coming in telling them, hey, let's go get Bakugo. Let's fuck it. Stop listening to anyone. This is what Bakugo would do. Let's go in there and save him. Think about it in the real world, like Ida and Tsuyu, which were saying, guys, we shouldn't do this. They're getting the heroes together. This is something they should take care of. They are professionals. We could go in there and get ourselves killed. Really the voice of reason there. I know a lot of people probably don't like Ida. I love Ida. Ida seems like the most normal person. He's someone that could actually be a regular person in real life. Not just an anime character who charges forwards and goes into danger. He seems to think about it. He's not just a stuck-up guy. He will go and do things if it's needed. But he learned a lesson against Stain. And it was a very good lesson that he's trying to now show his friends. And the plot point about the things happening to Midoriya's arms is one of the big plot points I've been waiting for in this arc. I wanted people to see that something's really going to have to change with him. He's not just going to be the smash guy that you know about and you've seen throughout the story. Or like All Might. That is All Might's fighting style. Midoriya's trying to copy him right now. He's going to have to think of a different way to go about this. And is hysterical strength a real thing? I know I've heard of urban legends of people having their kids trapped under a car and they freak out and they're able to kind of lift the car up. Is that real? I don't know if that's real, but it seemed like a good explanation for what was going on with Midoriya's body. He finally pushed himself beyond something his body just could not handle. The doctor was a real nice guy, by the way. He had very good bedside manners. And then, after that, shit starts ramping up. Not from something big, huge going down or some attack. No, we see the collection of all of the top heroes in Japan coming together, and they're forming a task force to go get Bakugo. I mean, you had the Genist guy, you had the Whale Orca guy, you had All Might coming, Endeavor. I mean, this is a pretty badass team, and it should be showing the audience that shit's about to really go down. I mean, if you need the top heroes in the nation, that's something pretty big you're going to be going after. They expect something to really go down, and my God, it does. This is our first hint to how insane it really is about to get. One thing I really liked is when Midoriya, I believe it was when he was sitting down after the doctor had told him all of this, and he was thinking about, and the students had come in and told him what they're going to do, and he's sitting there thinking, should I go do this? His mom even called and said, do you have to go back? That was a really emotional moment, too. She really, really, really cares for her son and what's going on with him. And as far as she's concerned, going back there, you keep getting hurt. You keep getting thrown into these things and destroying your body, and then you come back and you destroy it again. can you just be a normal kid? Do you have to be All Might? I like that they're showing, because they do it a lot in American comics, what everyone around them thinks about what's going on. Yeah, you dream to be a hero. Yeah, you dream to do these things. But is it worth it? Is this happening to you truly worth it? And for Midoriya, it is. And after that, we get the task force team that's going to go in, of the students, that's going to go in and try to get Bakugo back. It's Ida, which I'm so happy about. It's Kirishima. It's Midoriya. And it's fucking Yaoyorozu. I love Yaoyorozu. She also, like Ida, seems like a sensible person. She even stated, like, yes, Ida is sensible, but even he's not thinking, like, there's no way we're going to go in there and just sneak in and take Bakugo without having to fight. That's wishful thinking. It's not going to happen. So she needs to go there and try to do everything she can to keep it from getting that far, which she even knows is probably impossible. But she's going to go anyways, because without her, they're not going to be able to find it. She's got to help. And they're throwing in these little quotes from All Might that are, like, inciting Midoriya. You could really make a case for the fact that, like, All Might's being really irresponsible in teaching Midoriya. Midoriya technically is a very, very young kid. He's growing up. He just entered high school. Are these really the things a kid like that should be running into? Yeah, you may have a quirk. You're not an adult. This isn't your responsibility. And yet the things that All Might tells him pushes him forward to keep on doing it. So, I mean, like I said, the case could be made for him being a bad teacher. You're pushing him too much forward into this. I don't know if I agree, because of Midoriya's dream, it requires things like that. I mean, only All Might knows what it takes to be All Might. So if he's going to teach Midoriya these things, that's probably what you need. But I think it was really cool when they were throwing in quotes from All Might that just kept pushing Midoriya forward. The quote where he said the stories about every hero before they come great was a really, really good quote. It helped to move the story forward. I love it when they do things that add progression to it. Then we flash back and you see the team, the top heroes team being formed. I get chills when I see these guys. Like, they just represent how big shit is about to be. And it's so awesome, and the hype just keeps on growing. I love that he's throwing them in there, little bits and pieces. Oh, you forgot? Shit's really going down. Oh, you're going to do something with the kids? Boom, here's the heroes again. Don't forget. Also, what I enjoy going through it is having the narration of Midoriya, who had already gone through the events of the arc, saying to everyone, like, yeah, I know things are bad right now, but it's about to get far, far worse. So this episode essentially is just like a hype episode about how bad shit's about to get. And it does. They aren't lying. Like, it's coming now. I can't wait for it. It's coming, and God damn it, I'm so hyped. Because it goes down, my friend. It's really about to go down. Like, whatever. And though I do love Yaoyorozu, there was a point where she was saying, like, maybe if they see how dangerous it is, they'll change their minds. Yaoyorozu. You've seen this group, like, put Todoroki and Midoriya together, and it's crazy enough. Add Kirishima, who gives zero fucks to it. Even Ida, even though his desires are to keep the students safe, because he is the student representative, even he gets sucked into it. Once they get together, it's just, all of that's out the window. Sorry, Yaoyorozu, shit's about to go down. You gotta hope you survive with these people. One of my favorite parts of the episode is the next part, where they take the train ride. Todoroki brings up that this is our last chance. We're going against everything that everyone had said to us, even the other students. No one wants us to do this. Everyone thinks it's dangerous. If we want to turn back, now is the only point we can really do so. To which they all say, nah, fuck that, dude. We're going out there. Bakugo would do it for us. Let's get this shit done. So they make it to the, I forgot what the name of the prefecture was, but it's a more adult a part of town. So having UA students who the villains know about just standing there, walking around, looking for them, they're going to be given away very quickly. So Yaoyorozu suggested them, hey, let's get some disguises. And the disguises are so fucking good. Like, it was hilarious. When the anime injects funny moments like this. One Piece does it very well, so I like seeing it in My Hero. And as a side note, man, it's so good to have another good shonen. I love shonens, hence the name of the channel, Life is a Shonen. But I hadn't found anything that had taken the mantle that Naruto left behind. But it's just very good, because Black Clover is trash. Trash. I tried to watch Black Clover. It does not carry the mantle, blow it up, burn it with fire. It's just one big living cliche. It's horrible. My Hero, on the other hand, is just they're doing it right. I care about these characters a lot. They've done a good job in developing like 12 different students for you to care about, to have them all in different situations. The best part of it was once they got in there and did do their dresses, Gangsta Midoriya is one of the greatest things I've seen in my entire life. He got it down pat. It's completely the opposite of his personality. He even has to have coaching from Kirishima, because Kirishima hangs out with Bakugo. I forgot Lightning Guy's name, but they're more the punks of the group of students. So he's kind of giving Midoriya tips on how he should be and how you actually act like a gangsta. So Midoriya's walking around just talking shit to people. It was fucking really funny to see. I also loved Gentleman Ida with his little shaved side. He had a really cool haircut where you had the side of his hair shaved and the rest of it slicked back, and his little goatee thing. He felt very awkward, but it was super funny. Yaoyorozu was the woman about town, the rich girl that shops. Very funny. I enjoyed it. It's good to see stuff like that, especially with how dark it's going to be getting soon. Let's have these little light moments, because the light moments are about to go far, far away. We go to the villain associations. Is it the villain? I always get these like groups of villains' names confused because I'm reading One Punch Man. I'm reading this. They still have. There's two organizations that are both evil. There's a villain place. Whatever. You know what I mean when I say it. It's the villains. They're surrounded. They've got Bakugo in the room with them, and they're kind of still recruiting him, talking to him. He's tied down pretty heavily, so there's nothing Bakugo can do except listen. And I also have we ever found out the point of the hand on the bad guy's face? You know, where you just kind of hold it like that. Other than a design, does the hand serve a purpose? Do they do anything? Can you throw the hands? I don't know. Maybe they revealed in the manga and I just haven't gotten far enough. I am starting to catch up, though. I've been rereading it. Haven't decided if we're going to do chapter reviews yet, because I really do. I listen to the dub. It's the first thing I listen to, and normally I don't do the dub, but I just love the voices. Rarely do I believe the sub is better than the dub, but honestly, for me and My Hero, the dub is much superior. And they're discussing something there, and he's talking about how I really need to learn the main villain's last name, or the main villain's name. Why wouldn't I know that? Where he's sitting there talking about the plan, it isn't just to get Bakugo. It's a pretty high-level plan. That's why I think like his growth, the villain's growth, is just as on par with Midoriya. Like, he's getting better and better and better each time. Remember the first time he attacked? He had Kumadori, himself, and a Nomu and some trash villains. Every time he tries, he ramps it up. Well, let's get a better team together. That doesn't work. Let's get some pros together. That doesn't work, so just attacking them straight on doesn't work. How about this? Let's turn society on our heroes. We saw how what Stain did spread like a wildfire. Why don't we keep fanning that flame? You don't make them distrust the heroes. Make it so the heroes aren't even heroes. Then, once society turns on them, we can do whatever we want. I mean, that's some high-level plot there. Or that's some high-level evil plan. Really like him. I really like how they're growing. I love the damn villains. I really do. And you got a badass little cut of Dabi. The best villain, obviously. And then Bakugo breaks out. Shows to them. It shows that Bakugo's intentions should have never been in question. He's just like Midoriya in the fact that he strives to be like All Might. He strives to be like All Might, much like Midoriya. And just because he's angry and just because he freaks out doesn't mean he's a fucking villain. And he goes straight at them, which kind of sets hand guy. I need to learn his fucking name. Shigaraki. He goes at Shigaraki. Shigaraki gets hit with some of the explosion, and he's about to lose his shit, and he mentions father. Now, that's when the episode ends. I just want you to remember about father. That's it. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to talk about what may or may not come. Just never forget father, and never forget that we're on the hero side. They're collecting all the greatest heroes into one task force. Father, task force. Don't forget that. That's all for this episode. I loved it because they're finally getting to what and it makes all of, like, even a little episode like this makes how they, didn't give Dark Shadow a bigger part, and they didn't give the Muscle Quirk fight a bigger part because they're really about to focus on this last chunk of this story arc. I had a good time. I hope y'all did too. This is Mr. Abyss, and I'll see y'all later.